Hello and welcome guys. Welcome to tuteslearns.com. This is Virender and today we are gonna cover some basic stuffs about somewhat called tables. Here we are going to create table. Okay, so let's get started. We create tables by table tag, table. Now close it. This is the section where we put our table elements. Now every table is a composition of rows into columns. So we will provide rows to it, table row and table row and table row and table row. So in this table there are going to be two rows, first row and the second row. Now in each row how many columns will be there can be represented like this. We can do table data, that is the element of tables. Row, say for example there is A, close it. Table data B, close it. In a similar way in here we put table data C, that, table data D, and that. So if I save this and refresh this, you can see A and B are in the first row of the table and C and D are being on the second row of the table. So that's how the table works. But it could, if you want a border in this table so that it looks like actually a table, so you can write border could be 1, which means of 1 pixel. Save this, refresh. Now it has a border. Also you can change the color of it. Border color looks red. Save it, refresh it. Now the change, you can see the change. Okay. What's left is you can also you can increase the size or decrease the size. Let me increase this to 3. Save it. And one more thing which is important to note, and I had already told you in previous sections, is that HTML is an unstrict language, so you can remove these quotes. It will work in the same way even then. Also, you can type it in any way like this. It's not different. So refresh it. Look, it works. So this is how the table is formatted. And there is something important that I also told you about is frames and columns. Frames equals no, frames and rules actually. Rules. So what are frames and what are rules? Frames basically controls the outerior border, and rules are for controlling the interior border of a table. So if you write frames equals above, it will be only displaying the above row or the above border of the table. Save that, refresh it. Okay, something happens wrong. Okay, save this, refresh. Nope, it's not working because it's not frames, it's frame. Save that, refresh it. Look, it works. So this is how we do and use frame. In a similar way, there is above, there is also below for below. Save this, refresh. Now look, this lines comes below the table. Similarly, you can use LHS for left hand side and RHS for right hand side. There is H side, there is V side, there is void, there is box. There are many values that you can use with frames. You can go check that into our documentation section, or you can Google that. Okay, VHS, you can do that. VHS for vertical hand side, refresh it. Look, so this is how the frame does it works. And if you say and write uh, rules, so rules equals, if you write it none like that and save it and refresh it, you can see that the interior borders of this table has been becomes as unvisible, so they just got hidden because now we had typed that there should be no rules in between the tables, there should be no interior borders, If we write this to be cols, then they will be only available for columns. Save this, refresh it like this. In a similar way, we can do rows for only being available to rows there. And if you want all interior borders, then we can write alls, or sorry, all there. Uh, so this there are many more values of rules: group, none, all, calls, rows, and I had a file actually that I would like you guys to see there. If you open this file, you can see that I had done quite a work in here. I had created a long file, mm, and creating such kind of file will be out of our video scope, so scope of the video. So I will just gonna go and render the result and show you. So as you can see here, we had created a table. This is our main table, and in the main table with a caption, let's have a look on this table. So you create a table, you have a caption over here. Inside the table, you define two different tables. One table is here, another table is here. Inside even this table, that is the table inside this table is also an other table. This table is, and so on. There are many other tables. For example, you can see. So I defined there some of the effects of frames and rules. For example, this is a table with frames above. This is with the below. This is with the border, as you can see. This is with the box. Border and box looks like same right now. Void is displays none. LHS for the left hand side there, if you can see, and similar way RHS for the right hand side, V side for vertical side, and H side for horizontal side. Okay, and in a similar way this works the rules. All for all, you can see, and for calls this is, for rows this, and group actually groups is for getting the interior border of every element. For example, you can see there, and for cell B, cell C, cell D all have their interiors, but this is just a single line, none for displaying none interior border. So this is how we create tables. That was a big program, and right now stick to simple one. Later on we will be covering hard and complex examples. So thank you and have a nice day. Um, we'll be defining more about tables in the next video.